Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby Bliss White and today I thought I would try to recreate my Tom Ford makeover using a few things, kind of toning it down just a little bit because I really want to show you how that Tom Ford African Violet quad can be quite wearable and I'm absolutely loving it. So if you want to see how he did my makeover, me putting it on my face, sharing some tips and tricks that he shared with me, then let's go ahead and put some makeup on this face. Okay, Carter started out my base products using my favorite Tom Ford Illuminating Primer. I brought down my little travel size. Probably shouldn't be using that. Should bring the big one. But anyways, this, you guys, is one of my favorite primers ever. I have used this for years and it just is subtle. It really does make your makeup look really slightly illuminated, not over the top. And it's very moisturizing. So I find this primer to be really good for more mature skin. So I'm just gonna take, he did a couple different squirts of this. So if you have yet to try this, this was something that I had learned about from an actual makeup artist who was doing my makeup for some headshots for my business. And she was raving that basically this is the only like primer that she likes to use in her kit. So thus I was like, I must run out and get this. And it is just, for my skin, what I like about it is that it gives you a little slight illumination. You guys, you can kind of see a little bit of glowy underbase, but it is very moisturizing and it does not irritate my skin whatsoever. I'm gonna just let that sit for a minute. Next, he used the Soleil Flawless Glow Foundation SPF 30 on me. Now, I already had run out and picked up this foundation, but I had it in 6.0 natural, which was a little bit too dark for me. So one thing I will tell you is that he did match me in this lovely foundation, but he also wanted to let you know that, you guys, the shade range has expanded since it's launched. So literally, you guys, there is so many more shades. It is still not perfect as far as, you know, from the darker shades, there's still not a ton, but they have more than they originally launched. And they actually have 5.5, which I am in the stick foundation. But here's the tricky thing. These foundations do not correlate shade for shade in the other range. So say for instance, you are a 5.5 like I am in the stick, that may not be the right shade for you in the liquid in this particular foundation. Now I love this lightweight gel serum foundation. It is sheer to medium coverage and it has a satin finish that glows without adding shine. You guys, it really is. I think it just really perfects your skin. To me, it kind of reminds me of the finish I get from the La Prairie Caviar Concealer Foundation. I absolutely love it, but I think you do need to go to the counter and you do need to get matched. I was matched to 4.5 Ivory. There was a couple other shades that he said could work for me, but that it oxidizes just a little bit. Foundation hydrates your skin. It's going to protect you from UV rays and pollution. It is oil-free, alcohol-free. It is also paraben, sulfite-free, phthalate-free, formaldehyde-free, mineral oil-free, retinol palmitate-free, oxybenzone-free, coal tar-free, hydroquinone-free, triclosan-free, and trichlocarbon-free. So you guys, I would not say this is a completely clean brand, but it has not irritated my sensitive skin at all. It is very moisturizing. It has a complex of red fruit extracts that include watermelon, lychee seed, and apple. And it really does, you guys. One thing I will tell you is this foundation wears really pretty. It's just going to look like healthy skin, but my skin feels very hydrated throughout the entire day. Okay, complexion is on. Then what he did next is he went in with their concealer pen. That's the one that with the little sponge on top, and put it underneath my eyes. He had a really sweet way of saying, you know, if there's any textures. He doesn't say wrinkles. This is, but what I'm gonna do, you guys, I do not have that concealer. He used it in shade 4 on me, but I am going to put a little bit of my Chanel Rose corrector right here and a little bit of my Armani concealer that I have in my repertoire. So I'll put those on and I'll be right back. Okay, concealer is on, just a little bit of lightness under the eyes. He honestly, you guys, went in just a little bit underneath my eyes and then just anywhere I needed a little bit more. Like I have a little dot over here. And just did a little bit spot correcting with the concealer. I actually did like that concealer, so if you have used that before, let me know. That I was curious about it, but I have several concealers to get through. Okay, next thing, which is new to me, but I have been wanting to purchase this for a very long time. And this is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate in Intensity 2. So Carter was asking me first, you know, if I was, you know, what kind of makeup I would wear. So he wasn't going to put anything on me that I may or may not use. So I was telling him, yes, of course I am a makeup junkie, and that I've tried to purchase this before, but I kind of got steered clear of it because they really want to make sure you're going to use products. Since using the Westman Atelier Biscuit Contour Tray Stick, I really ended up loving that, and I kind of wanted to go ahead and master this. So he did recommend that if I was going to purchase this product, that I get the Tom Ford little brush. And I can see why, you guys, because you can really get in, and I do not have anything like this. So I was happy to purchase that because the way that he described how to do this really helped me. So he went, first of all, he felt right underneath your cheekbones, okay? So first identify where those are. And then he took some product right here. And you guys, this is, I love the formulation of this, so blendable. And I've got some on, I'm gonna just kind of show you the color right here on my. Okay, then he just went underneath the cheekbone, just like this, not too far in, and then kind of basically whipped through here, you guys. And don't worry, we're gonna blend this out, but you're gonna see this little flicking. It's very creamy, so don't worry. We're gonna give a little bit of shadow here. And since I put so much on there, I'm gonna come over to this other side here. I'm just gonna sculpt out first, and then I'll come back. So just right underneath, kind of right here down to the cheekbones here, and not too far down because you don't want to draw your face down. And then taking this brush, and you guys just kind of flipping this upward to blend this out. And don't worry, it's really easy to blend in. So what I did is I would just then take the fingers and just sort of flick it up just a little bit. And then I'm getting a little bit of definition through my face. So I'm going to come back through with this brush. And again, he just kind of flicked. And I know that looks kind of intense over here, guys. I'm just going to show you how blendable this is. Okay, I'm going to see if you can see. I have a little bit more definition through the cheekbones. Then we did a little bit on the jawline. Always love doing the jawline. So from here, we're just gonna go carve out and make this a little bit more defined. And I love this part because you guys want to disguise any double chin under here. So I'm just kind of taking that product and then I'm just whipping through. This really is a great brush to deposit then a little bit through the forehead. He actually didn't do a lot on my nose or my forehead, but I'm just gonna do just a little bit around the perimeters. And I like to shorten my nose, you guys. I have a big nose, so I was he was kind and didn't do anything on my nose. But I like to, so I'm just gonna come down the sides, and again, really liking this brush. I'm gonna angle that out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and shorten this, giving it a little shadow at the end so it doesn't look so big. And then I'm just coming through on the sides and I'm just gonna blend this out. So the one thing I like about this product is that it's so creamy that it's not gonna make you have, you know, this isn't gonna have telltale signs as long as you blend this out. And again, I'm just kind of flicking up, up, up towards that hairline. And carving out that side over here. And I'm kind of going through just with the leftover amount. Okay, you guys, you can let me know how I did on contour. Just a little bit. I just think it kind of warmed up the skin and gave it a little bit of definition. So really liking that. Since we're here, we'll go ahead and do a little bit of highlighting using this product. And you guys, this is gorgeous. This is basically part of the reason I wanted to get this anyways, is that I know I'll use this part. And I'm gonna try to go ahead and actually use the contour because I feel like that's a really nice thing. So he just put this on the top of my cheeks, just like that. A little bit on the bridge of the nose. It gives a really nice, healthy glow. I'm just using my finger. You guys, here is, this kind of has a little, this is just a bit more creamy than my like RMS Living Luminizer, which I absolutely love. I would say the textures, this is just a little bit more glass-like, and I really like both, but this is a shade that I would use. So just kind of highlighting up here. He did a little bit up above. Okay, next, you guys, he just briefly filled in my brows with their pen, that eyebrow angled pencil. It reminded me of my Hourglass one. He used taupe. I'm gonna quickly clean up my brows and then I'll be right back and we'll do eyes. You guys, he lightly dusted just through the T-zone with, I believe it was the translucent, I don't know if it was the illuminating one. It wasn't written down, but he did such a light amount. So I'm gonna go in with my with my Hourglass, and I'm just going to pat down where he did. So he just literally took a little bit of powder, not much at all, like teeny. And we laughed about baking because he's not a fan of baking, or at least for more mature women. So I'm just gonna I'm just setting basically everything down here, you guys, just like that. Okay, let's move on to the star of the show. You guys, he did a really fun eye look using the Tom Ford African Violet eyeshadow quad. This is so pretty, and I'm going to show you how this can actually be wearable. He did do a va-va-voom look, which I will post up over here, but he first put it on as a day look, and then we intensified. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what he did and have a little fun today with this quad. So first of all, he went into this orange shade. So one thing is they look very bright and potent in the quad, but these are quite wearable. So let's just cancel out the purple, you guys. As you can just see, do you see how these are all really pretty peach, brown, bronzy shades, so pretty. So he started off with just sort of a fluffy brush in this orange color. And he placed that basically in all over the lid as well as up into that socket. Okay, I've got you zoomed in just a little bit. First of all, I am going to pat off some of the color here. And then I'm going to come in and put a little placement. And yes, this is going to look very orange and bright to start with. But you can blend this out. He did not prime my eyes with anything either. He says if you do, sometimes this orange will just like really be intense. Okay, you guys, this is the orange just placed on the lids. I'm gonna go through and buff this out just a little bit, but this was the starting point. Okay, blend it out, have some pretty pop of orange on the eyes. Then what he did is he actually went into the topper next and put that on just to kind of show you how that's going to appear before we went in and deepen the eyes. So I'm going into this shade here, and it's got such, can you see, you guys, the reflection here? Let me give you a little bit of a swatch. This is a swatch. I mean, look how pigmented and beautiful this is. So next he went in, and we're gonna top my lid with the shimmer before intensifying with these two. Next he went in with this guy, and then he's placed it on the lid. And he did use his finger. This just tones it down and makes it a little bit more wearable. Now that that orange is kind of toned down just a bit. Then he went in with this really cool brush that I have to say I'm kind of curious about. It's very stiff. It was Tom Ford number 12, and it is the eye contour brush. So it's kind of stiff, so he could do a little bit more focused work on the outer V. So he went in with this beautiful shade, and I'm going to be using my Chanel, the smudger side, which is a little bit more dense and stiff, so that I have a little bit more control. And I'm just going to come in on the outer V here, and we just intensified that just a little bit. And then just kind of pulling it up into that crease just a little bit. I'm going to be blending that out in just a minute. Now I'm going in with this blender brush on the other side here, and I am just going to kind of smoke that out and bring a little bit of that color up into that crease. And you will see this actually just makes a very pretty kind of summer orangey slash brown bronzy eye. So this is why this is kind of wearable. I'm gonna close my eyes and just show you this right now, because you could just do this, put on some eyeliner and head out the door. Okay, next thing is I'm gonna take a little bit, so the purple shade is more of a pop. So he put a little bit of purple, just a tad, on my eye. Use a Wayne Goss number 20, just pushing this into this purple shade here and dapping this. I'm just gonna add just a little fun pop. He just kind of added it over here onto the side. A little bit more defined. So this isn't gonna be a totally purple eye. Putting that over there. We're gonna have a little bit of fun with purple in just a minute. As you can see, that purple laid on top of that bronze becomes a really pretty shade. Okay, what I thought we would do today is, then he took the Emotion Proof Chocolat eye pencil, and he really defined my eyes with that on both my upper and lower. But what I thought I would do today is I thought I would do today is play up on the purple a little bit and use the Chanel Stilo U in chalk, purple chalk. So you guys, this is gonna play up the purple just a little bit instead of the brown. You totally could go in with, I also have a pencil in espresso that I could use, but I'm gonna go in with this purple chalk and I'm gonna show you the color story here. It's got a little bit of purple undertone here, and we're just gonna go in and I'm gonna line my eyes. He kind of smudged it like that and then took a little pencil and just smudged. Okay, you guys, so I have kind of tight lined and smudged out this chalk purple, and I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna take a little bit of this and bring it underneath, and then we'll intensify with that purple just for fun. I have got the purple chalk underneath my eyes. I'm gonna go in and dip in with my Wayne Goss. I'm gonna put a little bit of that brighter purple just along the lash line for a little bit of continuity and a little bit of fun. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna be right back with some mascara and kind of show you what he finished up the look with. Guys, one last little up close. I wanted to show you, I just blended on the eyes. I put on mascara and just giving you one last look of this African violet on the eyes. Let's go ahead and finish up. Next thing he did was put on a little bronzer. So you guys, he absolutely loves Golden Dust because it's a warmer, kind of glowier tone. Of course, I have the Terra and now I want the Gold Dust. So what I'm gonna be using today is not from Tom Ford, but I thought I would use my Capri Coast from Becca, because this has a little bit of a glowy finish. I just kind of wanted to show you what he did. This is not exactly, I think there's one called Bali Sands that's a little bit darker that might be closer to Gold Dust, but I'm gonna put a little bit of bronzer on just the way he did. Just kind of gave a little glow, nothing too intense. Okay, then it was kind of fun because he picked out a couple things that I already own just by default. So we were talking about the blush that he picked for me was Inhibition, which is my absolute favorite. This is actually the only powder blush I own in Tom Ford. And I don't know, the other ones attract me, but this is my go-to, you guys. It is so pretty. It lasts all day, and it is just like the perfect color. So he just did a little bit of blush. Not much. No, I do have to say he used all of those wonderful Tom Ford brushes. I know that they're now synthetic, but I missed out on getting the bronzer brush, and then he used the blush brush that he used was gorgeous. And then that one eye pencil, the eye, the kind of stiff one, those were very intriguing to me. So putting on just a little bit of blush. And then finishing off with a lipstick and fragrance. So you guys, that was part of the fun too, is they take you along with the fragrance as well. So he actually picked out for me, I said that I'm wearing Invisalign, that I like to wear more nudes, and he went over and he picked out my favorite sugar glider. He did not try to outline my lips. He just said, take your lipstick and go just a little bit farther outside the line, but not too much. No harsh lines. Because sugar glider is my favorite nude and I always have the worst time picking out. So he's like, I've got the one for you. And he just kind of slightly took it outside the lines, just a little bit. Just where you're comfortable. He said, you want to be comfortable in your own skin, and I think that was the other message that I was getting. Not going to be putting on a bunch of stuff that you would never wear, or, and I just love this color, Sugar Glider, you guys. It is my favorite Tom Ford lipstick ever. I don't feel like it washes me out. Okay, so then we're gonna layer on a little bit of fragrance to complete the look. I got a really nice sample of the Vanilla Fatale. And you guys, I don't know what's going on with me because I'm usually a more fresh girl, but I've really turned into liking a little bit more complex kind of fragrances. I'm really enjoying that Atelier Cologne Vanilla and Sensei. I'm obsessed with the Lost Cherry. And you guys, this is something I really want to get it. And put this Vanilla Fatale on, you guys. It just smells so good. It is just a really, it is kind of a rich, it has scents of vanilla in it, but you guys, it's kind of almost leathery, a little bit like Tuscan leather meets vanilla. I also reminds me of my of the Byredo. I believe I have it in black saffron. Kind of is reminding me of that one. I think it does have some notes of saffron in it. I'll have to look up. You guys, I'll link it in the description below. But it is reminding me of that Byredo black saffron. But I don't think that one has as much vanilla in this undertone. This is really lovely, and it stayed with me all day long. It is so gorgeous. Now, of course, we did layer a little bit of Lost Cherry on top, and then that combination of that is insanity. And then someone was asking me about the Lavender Extreme. This is a gorgeous scent if you like lavender. Lavender and I kind of like, it makes me itch a little bit. So this is probably not going to be the fragrance for me. It is beautiful, but you've got to love lavender. Like, it is very, it reminds me of aromatherapy, like you just went to the spa. Super beautiful and gorgeous. But between the two samples, I'm loving this Vanilla Fatale. And of course, Lost Cherry. So here is the final look that I recreated, kind of putting my own touch of things on. I feel like that eye quad is very wearable. Just, you can make it as intense as you want it, but you can also wear it on the day-to-day. Love the complexion. Highly recommend. Inhibition blush, I think that's a no-brainer. If you guys are in the market, that's my absolute favorite Tom Ford blush. You will have it for a very long time. It is just gorgeous. And then I am a fan of Sugar Glider. So if you're in for a splurge, I would go for the Sugar Glider. So pretty. And let me know what you think. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll talk to you guys soon.